Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I bid to Dr. Noraza and all my fellow friends. Today we will be presenting on agricultural analysis in the aspect of global challenges in analytical chemistry. So this is our group members. Our group consists of 7 people. Me, Muhammad Aiman bin Abdullah, Muhammad Najmi, Muhammad Fahruz Sazlan, Harsha Shaza, Sofia Nadila, Atira Najwa and Siti Nun Najwa. The topic for our presentation today will be the need for sustainable agriculture and the production of safe and nutritious food will require the development of new analytical techniques for the analysis of soil, crops and also animal products.
Let us investigate this case of agricultural analysis. Before that, let's see the video.
We want to feed the world in 2050, then the next 40 years we need to produce the same amount of food as we did over the last 8,000 years. And that gives a little bit an indication of the pressure on the food system. We just face a huge challenge with a growing population, with a change in consumption behavior, with the climate crisis. How do you secure your food production? The real secret is the sustainable production. It should be with less inputs, less fertilizer, less pesticides, less water. It needs to be sustainable, otherwise we will destroy our planet.
Based on the video, we can see that there's a lot of work that needs to be done by humans. So I will briefly introduce to you regarding on our topic. Sustainable agriculture and production of safe and nutritious food are critical aspects that need to be taken care of in order for us to face the increasing population, environmental challenges and also the need for food security. Unfortunately, the fact that Malaysia does not produce enough food for its population and industries are quite disappointing. Based on facts, it's stated that agriculture productivity in Malaysia is 45% of the average among of high-income countries. We actually can do better because we have an abundant land and also good resources. In order for us to achieve this goal, a development in innovative analytical techniques for the analysis of soil, crops, and animal products is required. This technique enables farmers and researchers to optimize their agricultural practices and also ensure production of high quality and environmental friendly food. Based on the challenge, we are able to find some problem regarding on this topic. Firstly, the need for sustainable agriculture. Conventional agriculture practices uses an excessive amount of synthetic fertilizers and also pesticides. Next, to ensure food safety, there is increase in foodborne illness and contamination incidents in Malaysia. We need ways to prevent it. Lastly, the analysis for nutritional quality of food. Traditional methods of nutritional analysis are time-consuming and also labor-intensive. So what the analytical techniques that can be done? I will pass to the next presenter.
Example of case that can be related to our topic is food insecurity. This is because even with an abundance of land resources and government policies, Malaysia remains food insecure. Food security means the condition in which all people have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and preference for an active and healthy life. There are 6 examples of problems that related to food security. The first one is climate change. Climate-related disasters such as rising temperatures and changing rainfall patterns can devastate crops, livestock, and livelihoods, leading to food shortage. Second problem is unstable markets. Volatile food prices and fluctuation in global markets can affect the availability and affordability of food. The third example of the problem is poverty. Limited access to income and resources prevent people from obtaining adequate and nutritious diet. Next, the fourth one is population growth. The global population continues to increase, putting pressure on food production system to meet the growing demand for food. The fifth one is youth disengagement from agriculture. The younger generation often perceive agriculture as a labor-intensive and financially unrewarding sector, leading to a decline in the number of young farmers. This trend can contribute to a shortage of skilled agricultural labor, reduced adoption of innovative farming practices, and lack of generational succession in farming. Final one is limited access to agriculture input. Limited availability and quality of seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides restrict the ability to improve crops yield and productivity.
Now, I will be explaining about data analysis. First, let's take a look in Global Security Food Index. 5 years ago, which is in 2018, Malaysia ranked 14 in Global Security Food Index with a heavy reliance on imports for essential food products. Fast forward 5 years ago, following the COVID-19 pandemic, Malaysia is now at 41st position in the Global Security Food Index, which is GSFI. The fact is, Malaysia does not produce enough food for its population and industries. Its agricultural productivity is 45% of the average among high-income countries. Recovering from pandemic, producers of selected agriculture commodities have increased production to meet local demand, said Ernst & Young Consulting Sendirian Berhad, partner Muhammad Hussein. Malaysia recorded 26 food items with more than 100% self-sufficiency ratio, which is SSR, in 2021 compared to 19 in 2020. This is according to the Department of Statistics Malaysia.
From the news, the pie chart that I get is the 8 products are recorded an imports dependency ratio exceeding 50% in 2020. So there are 8 items in this pie chart. The first one is cuttlefish. On cuttlefish, the percentage of the imports is 52.2% and the fresh meat is 53.5%. Next, the round cabbage is 63.6%. Other than that, the percentage import of chilies is 72.4% and for the beef is 78.1%. Besides, for ginger, the percentage import is 81.5% and the last two product is mangoes and mutton, and the percentage import of mangoes is 86.2% and mutton has the highest percentage of import, which is 90.4%. So from this pie chart, we get to conclude that in COVID, these 8 products reported an import reliance ratio of more than 50% in 2020. That's all from me. I will pass to the next person.
So next, let me explain about the problem solving. First, temporary occupation list. The government can lengthen the period of toll for reasonable investment returns. Next, mixed cropping system. The mixed cropping system can improve the sustainability of crop production and can fertilize the soil. Next, the government can did some subsidy regime for farmer so that the seeds and fertilizer should be expanded into one payment so that the farmer can buy the seed and fertilizer in low price. Next, attract the youth. The government should undergo a program or through measure and programs for the youth so that they can more interested in the agriculture. Other than that, we can use new technologies such as drones and robotics should be deployed to the agriculture so that the human can rest and didn't do hard work for the agriculture. Food subsidy for B40 should be considered for the governments to ensure that the food products are affordable for the B40s. Then, price controls. The government should fix the price ceilings on poultry products, though the sellers don't sell the products at a high price and the people can afford it. Alternative animal feed. Replace corn and soybeans with palm kernel cake as the corn and soybeans is really hard to get it and it's also pricey.
Okay, let's move to recommendation. So for the recommendation, the first recommendation is to implementing precision agriculture technique that relies on accurate and detailed information about the soil composition, nutrient level, and the plant health. So new analytical techniques that provide high-resolution data at the field level can help optimize resource utilization, minimize environmental impact, and improve crop productivity. Secondly, advanced food safety analysis. Enhancing food safety required advanced analytical technique for detecting the contaminants, pathogen, and chemical residue in the food product. By doing rapid and sensitive methods such as spectroscopic technique can help identify potential hazard and ensure the safety on the food supply chain. The third recommendation is by improve post-harvest handling, storage, and processing infrastructure to minimize food loss and waste. By doing this, we can invest in cold storage facility, transport network, and food processing technology to extend the shelf life of perishable product. Next, by doing international cooperation. Foster international collaboration and cooperation to address global food security challenge, support knowledge sharing, technology transfer, and investment in agricultural development in developing countries. By doing this, we can encourage fair trade practice and reduce trade barriers that hinder access to the food. Lastly, for the recommendation is by education and awareness are really important. By promote education and awareness about the sustainable farming practice, nutrition, and the food system, we can encourage consumer awareness about the impact of their food choice and the importance of reducing food waste.
In conclusion, advancement in agricultural analysis ensure the resilience and the success of agricultural sector in meeting future challenges. So there is a lot of challenges in the modern agricultural world. So by using those advancement in analytical in agricultural analysis, it will help us to overcome those challenges, and hopefully in the future we are able to produce a better agricultural product. The second one is advancement in analytical method help assess soil fertility, nutrient level, and the potential contaminant. By using advancement in analytical method in the agricultural world, it will help us to determine the amount of potential contaminants in the soil, which can help us to predict or assess the soil fertility as well as the nutrient level in the soil. The last one is a modern agricultural practice based on the analytical data helps to minimize the environmental effect to the plant. As I was saying before, by using modern agricultural practice based on analytical method, it will help us to determine the amount of potential contaminants, which will help to minimize or to overcome the problem of the environmental effect to our plant, which hopefully can help us to produce a better agricultural product in the future. So that's all from our group. Thank you.